funny thing is that comes into our new topic today. You know,
I was just thinking about that. What was it again?
we're gonna go on and men's mental health and being grounded in our goals and expectations.
Right.
You know, because our last, I would say about maybe 4 podcasts ago, we were kind of talking about how people fake it till they make it until they lose themselves in that lie, and it kind of fucks up their mental health in a way, right? So I was thinking more so now, let's talk about the solutions. You know, if we have to live a more grounded life, if we have to live a more, if we want to live a life that fulfills us, right, without the superficial ambitions and stuff, how can we pursue that? What does that mean, right? So let's look at 2020. 2020, I think, is a good benchmark to kind of start off where I'm getting at, right? The world shut down, literally.
Yeah.
Everybody was inside. You know what I mean? Except
The tradesman.
the essential workers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't just tradesmen. It's like any other ourselves.
True.
Military were essential. Dispensaries
Police.
were essential. Well, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Dispensaries were essential. Right?
Liquor stores.
Supermarkets were essential.
Yeah.
What else was essential? Hospitals, of course, were essential and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And of course, and I didn't say cops because I count them as tradesmen. Anything that doesn't require a degree, I consider a trade.
Gotcha.
You know, because like police is like, you know, you go into the academy, after the academy, you working. You know what I'm saying? Nursing assistants, you go to your 9-month course, plumbers, etc. So that's all falls under tradesmen. But who is at home? Motherfuckers with degrees.
That's right.
Motherfuckers with degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these, you know, my thing is that I'm not saying all degrees, like doctors and nurses and, you know,
They were
still essential, and electricians with degrees and plumbers and tradesmen with degrees. I ain't talking about all that. I'm talking about like these degrees that,
the white collar jobs.
Yeah, a lot of these corporate jobs, a lot of these office jobs, a lot of them things where, you know, it brought them inside into home, and, you know, and I don't know if a lot of people saw, like, I don't know if they didn't, cause that should have showed us the inherent value and quality value of the work that you do in society, right?
Right.
Because, yeah, it pays you a lot of money, but when shit hit the fan, are you going to be able to still operate at that capacity? Right?
Yeah.
And as a man, right, we've been conditioned, at least in my generation, to go to college, get these degrees, get these high paying job, make these 6 figures, live like the Joneses and shit like that. And trade jobs just kind of took the back burner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see these rappers talking, like I noticed how the music videos used to do them, bro. Like the tradesmen. You ain't never noticed how these all the skits back in like the late 90s, 2000, all the way in the early 2000s. There was a lot of music videos and skits of like plumbers and construction men and shit coming in to their wives getting dicked down and shit. Like, they used to disrespect tradesmen, bro. Like, for like a cool
Eminem, Guilty Conscience,
Eminem,
the third verse.
I'm just saying, you know, that's what I was thinking about I was just saying, there was a few more, bro. I'm just saying, tradesmen have been getting shit.
Yeah.
No pun intended. For a minute, bro. That's why you don't see a lot of people excited to be. And then, like, they'll make comments about people like, oh, I don't want to date a bus driver. But, like, how the fuck is the cities operating, right?
Yeah.
Like, they don't, like, quality work has been.
Wait, if you think the same person that says that I want to date a bus driver, how many of them do you think are taking the bus currently?
Not many, but a lot of them are. I'm not saying, because it's like, I'm just saying, my thing is, it takes, it's not an easy task to be a bus driver. You got to be certified. You know what I'm saying?
And then you also got to put up with all the crazy shit that comes along with wherever your routes are at.
Right. But the thing is that Guess who was an essential worker in 2020?
Bus drivers.
Exactly, bro. So let's not bullshit on where the value lies.
Yeah.
Postmen. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers and fucking side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All these fancy executive producers, Hollywood, all your favorite rappers and shit were in fucking side. Inside. Wasn't making no money, bro.
Comedians.
Motherfuckers wasn't making no, like some tried to go outside. Some comedians tried to go out. Dave Chappelle tried to go outside.
Yeah.
He wound up with COVID. Kevin Hart,
though. Briefly got over
briefly.
it. So.
Kevin Hart tried to do it, but he was in his house when he did that shit. He did that shit in his fucking house. I was like, nigga, you ain't gang. Nigga, you ain't gang, bro. You probably had a whole COVID unit screaming every motherfucker before they even, bro, they didn't even go. I don't even think they went in his house. I think he was in his house and they was outside and shit. Like, that nigga wasn't playing with them motherfuckers, boy. I was like, you ain't shit, but I'd have did the same thing, bro. Like, I got too much to lose. But like, nah, man, it's just, I'm looking at all these scenarios. 2020 was just it will always, for me at least, and for my generation, be when the paradigm truly was shown for what it is, bro.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, what kept America going during a time of lockdown were the essential workers. Yeah. And we need to start pivoting. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to be limited to drug dealers, basketball players, and blue and white collar workers, bro. You can make a fulfilling life committing less time to these systems and more time to your craft. And a lot of these trades you can teach your kin. Each one teach one type shit.
Yeah.
How many lawyers pass on their lawyer skills to their kids, bro? Like, that shit isn't, they gotta still go to school, and it's probably gonna be way different from when their parents went, bro. Yeah. Like, being a lawyer used to probably at one time was viable to pass on to your kids. But the way politics goes on now, you're not gonna get the same lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every generation of lawyer in one household is gonna be a different kind of lawyer, even if they're all defense lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Because of how drastically the law changes within those time spans.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just think that a lot of these high-end jobs have been overinflated to the point where we're reaching out for these jobs that don't require that many people in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like athletes, right? Professional athletes. You're talking about tens of thousands of kids who aspire to be these professional athletes, and only 2% of that is chosen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lawyers and doctors. It's only, unless you got a high rapport, there's only a select few amount of lawyers that's actually making some bread. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like these executive producer jobs. How many executive producers you need for Bungie? How many producers and CEOs and board members you need for Bungie? But you got a fuck ton of people going for these positions.
Yeah.
That on a harsh reality wouldn't be amount to shit. But if you was HVAC or electrician or mechanic or nurse's assistant or dental assistant, a dentist, a nurse, there's just so many things that are viable right now that people are not even trying to take advantage of. And then, on top of that, you have the fact of pricing, costs, right? Uh-huh. Look at this. Like, everybody is dreading October 1st because of all these exuberant bills that haven't paid off shit. As terms as turnout. Motherfuckers still ain't got the jobs they thought they was going to have with these degrees, but still got the debt. Where you can probably step out when you get out of high school, or if you decide to go to college or some shit, go to a trade school, go do your financial aid, get you the Pell Grant. That's $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 right there. Most of these programs can be between $21,000 to $30,000, and then you get the rest on the loan. And you're certified as long as you renew your license. So now you only gotta pay what, $13,000 to $20,000 in loans versus $40,000 a semester at like USC, or like $46,000 a semester at UCLA,
or
a semester, nigga.
Any other fucking well-known university college out there.
Oh, fuck it, I'll do you one better. $22,000 a semester at PCC.
Is that how much it's going for?
Yeah, it's like 14 to 22,000, bro, a semester, bro. And then and then you gonna be there for a minute if you got, and God help you if you got undergrad. God help you, depending, you know what I'm saying? God help you with undergrad, bro, because now you spending money for credits that don't even go towards your degree. Like, now you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you ain't that great at math, bro, you should just go to a trade, bro. Math is the biggest dream killer of college, bro.
But there's a lot of trades that do require math. That's
Not that much math.
All right.
Not that much math. Not that much math, bro. Like, bro, the math that they be trying to make these motherfuckers take in college is disheartening, bro. Like, yeah, you gotta learn math as for example, as an electrician, you gotta learn Korshev's laws, which is the current law, the voltage law, Ohm's law. You know, there's a few other. You gotta learn some basic trig, basic geometry. You definitely got to know your angles. You know, when it comes to conduit bending, when it comes to how much voltage is going through a circuit, how much power, how much resistance you have, etc., 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 etc. But they're circumstantial. Like, versus going, I want to be a business administrator. So they just throw a fuck ton of math at me, bro, for my undergrad, bro.
Right.
And it's just like, how is this applicable to life? And it's like, no, bro, like, I'm telling you, man, math is trash, bro. Math, I feel like whatever degree I pursue, the only math that should be given to me is what's applicable to what I'm pursuing.
Okay.
But they give us such broad strokes in college when it comes to like the subjects that there's nothing really special, especially in the undergrad. They could be like, oh, you're dumb, so we're gonna put you at the bottom.
Right. And
then we're gonna make you to go to English A, then English B, and then English C, which is the actual college course. And then we're gonna get you to math 34, 32, 31. Then you get to go to college algebra.
Yay.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to take 3 math classes before I get to actual college class, right?
To the final math class.
So that's potentially 3 semesters. Wait, it is 3 semesters because you can't take the next 2 without taking the 1,
right?
Which are this is your prereqs, right?
Yeah.
So that's 3 semesters, 22,000. Let's just say it's 22,000, right? That's $66,000 already from undergrad, bro. And then to take your college course, that's $88,000, bro.
Yeah.
Just to do you know what I mean? That even for city colleges, that adds up. And SMC is more.
What's SMC at?
I don't remember. It's been some years, but it was more than what I was paying. It was more than what was being paid because I got my for veteran benefits, but I get to still see the stubs.
Yeah. And
it was more at SMC than it was at PCC. PCC is actually pretty cheap in comparison to a lot of colleges.
Yeah.
I would say cheap as far as the quality city colleges go. You know, like you trying to go somewhere where it's easily recognized by other colleges, but you ain't trying to spend too hard in the yard, I would go PCC. You know, now if you trying to just get you some credits, go to LACC.
Okay.
You know, but like, honestly, if you just young, don't know what to do, don't know where you're trying to go for a trade, man. Like, save yourself the mental stress, the heartache, the grief. You know what I'm saying? And the future debt that you might not even want. You know what I'm saying? It's way easier paying off a single payment of $20,000 to $30,000 versus paying $30,000 a semester. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about how many years it takes to complete for a bachelor's degree,
that sounds
right?
Frightening.
Right?
So
it
much
takes
money.
3 years to complete a bachelor's degree, right? And you go to school, and if you ain't going and let's just assume it's a regular one, so nobody's taking the summer or the winter courses, right? We're just going, that's what? For 3 years, that's 6 semesters right there, right? So 6 times 30, so that's $180,000 worth of student debt for a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
A bachelor's degree. $180,000, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And people are about to start paying that. You know what I'm saying? And most people, most people with those degrees are still making entry level money. So let's be a little grounded and adjust our goals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying not to shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
But let's ground ourselves with something that can sustain ourselves and finance our dreams and ambitions. Instead of chasing that grand opportunity to turn your life around in an instant. You know, we got to understand as men, we're going to eventually got to work for what we want in the most raw and traditional way, with our hands, with our hard work. You know what I'm saying? Like, technology cannot compensate for hard work. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to, I don't
It could automate some of it, but...
It can automate hard work, but it can't replicate hard work. You know what I'm saying? And the robot's hard work is only sufficient to whoever is working hard to maintain that efficiency in that robot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So maintenance robots, hard-working men are behind these robots.
They're already maintaining these robots, man. That's the
funny.
thing.
I just saw this Twitter. This ain't no jab at women. It's just something funny I saw on Twitter. It made me think about this. They were like,
are you ever going to call it X, by the way, or are you just going to keep on referring to it as Twitter?
Elon Musk doesn't deserve
okay.
the respect.
Okay.
He just bought a platform and changed this name. And then this motherfucker came at Ice Cube.
Really? When?
Yeah, like not too long ago, he posted on Twitter talking about this is Ice Cube. This is Ice Cube now. You know, this is how you know you're getting older. It was Ice Cube in a glass of water. And I'm like, bro.
Oh, wow.
And then he said he was like, this is Twitter. And this is where Twitter is right now. And it was a dumpster fire. And I'm like, yeah, it was a bit weak, you know. Mm-hmm. But I just don't like Elon Musk as a person. He's just somebody who puts his money on other people's achievements. I don't care for that. And then, you know, you think his sense of humor is a bit dated.
It's dad joke level.
Yeah, it's static. And then on top of that, like he cosplays an American. Mm-hmm. He's South African. He's a foreigner. He's an immigrant. He ain't no American. And I'm not even patriotic. It's like, I don't give a fuck about what he got to say.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he rich, yeah, but he ain't American. What the fuck does Elon Musk got to do with me and my American ways? Mm-hmm. He a whole South African. He do Afrikaner stuff. You know, he do some colonizing or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, go visit Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, she lonely. You know what I'm saying? Do a new photo shoot. Do a new photo op.
Right.
As you can tell, I'm not a fan of my man. I'm not. I'm not a fan of him. He's pretentious. He's you know, he's everything Steve Jobs wasn't. Right. In all the bad ways. Like, Steve Jobs is that. You know, I already talked about Steve Jobs.
We did this already.
We did that already. But Elon Musk, any day, any podcast of my week, like, that man doesn't, I don't feel like he values he doesn't value human innovation. Mm-hmm. He thinks everything is like, he's like, you ever seen them, that it's this show where these dudes come together and they do a bunch of pranks and shit. They make the dudes do certain things, and they can't let the surrounding people know.
Impractical Jokers?
Yeah. Like, Elon Musk reminds me of them, but with billions of dollars at his disposal. He's that, you know.
Minus the sense of humor.
Minus the funny. Like, he just is like, go buy Twitter and then call it X. Go buy the technology for Tesla and call it Tesla because it's Nikolai Tesla. This shit's funny, bro. Go on Joe Rogan and inhale weed. Like, It's just he's a bad joke.
Wait, what about the Starlink? Almost forgot about Starlink, the satellite internet or whatever the fuck.
He didn't make that shit. So it's like, just like Tesla,
Right.
just like them goddamn flamethrowers he got manufactured, just like that incomplete tunnel he got out there in Compton, just like that shit he was talking about on the 405 he never did, just like the bullshit he doing in Texas with all those unregulated launches he's doing and trying to snuff out with money, and just like the jade mines that he got his wealth. None of it is on, all of it's on other people's shit.
Yeah.
Achievements. Why isn't he doing why isn't he trying to rebuild South Africa? Why isn't he not trying to, rectify the tensions that's going on down there? Why he focused on American issues when he got a whole South Africa to deal with?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. He could put all this technology into South Africa, but he chooses to focus on us, buy up our shit for what? Why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Twitter was a platform for everybody to use.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a place where we could actually engage with world leaders.
Well, you're still on it, so do you think the people are still, the same amount of people are using it, or there's been like the mass exodus is still going on? Like,
like world leaders use it less. World leaders, celebrities use it, but a lot of it's a shit show, bro. Like, celebrities getting straight crucified on that bitch.
Yeah.
It's just it's a lot more negative. It's a lot more racist. It's not the same. It used to be a tool for information. It used to be a place I would go to get my news before the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, the news would go to Twitter to get their news at times. But now it's just, everybody's paranoia. Everybody's lying. Everybody's can be researched now. Like, is this you? Is this you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's crazy. It's I don't know. Like, Elon Musk, I don't know, bro.
So what was the tweet that you saw the other day that was you said no offense to women?
Oh shit!
I know we went on a whole ass tangent away from.
They was talking about, before they tell a woman to be traditional, men need to start building houses, right?
Uh-huh.
And then someone posted, "Who the fuck is building houses right now?" Like.
My people.
Like, no, I'm just saying, like, so who the fuck are building houses right now?
Man.
And so someone brought up the statistics.
Yeah.
Only 16% of homes have been built by hands of women, and the rest are men. So it was just a humorous thing because it was from the prior conversation, and then the Musk. I ain't gonna lie, he threw me off my game. I'm gonna try to stop talking about him. He's just a rich poser, bro. Like, bro, just give your money to Trump, bro. Like, you don't know what you're doing with it. You're doing too much. Like, he should, if he would have stayed in, like, you ever heard that, you sound smarter when you don't speak?
Yeah.
He should have did that. But, people with money want to, people with money. Anyway, it's not about people with money. It's about people reaching up for practical goals.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as innovative as Elon Musk is, all these essential workers we named are a necessity to any of these people, right? These same people. Not just Musk. We got what, Bill Gates and all them motherfuckers. These rich people gonna be calling these essential workers none the same, right? Kanye West during the Malibu fires had a personal fire crew. You know what I'm saying? And you know how much you got to be paid to be on call for something like that. You got to be paid. You know what I mean?
A lot.
They want to talk about security guards and shit, but nah, get your gun game up. Get you, and then you making more money because a lot of these celebrities spend most of their money on security, the smart ones. They spend a nice considerable amount on their own personal safety.
Yeah.
So everybody who has money wants to be safe, right? Everybody who's rich want to keep their money. Everybody who's rich want to keep their water flow. Everybody who's rich want to keep, you know what I'm saying? My thing is that we're aiming for where they are when they need when you know, what Pusha T say, wealth can't buy health. You know, we at a point now where we can capitalize on positions that are being neglected. And honestly being taken over. And the thing, at first I thought they were being taken over by immigrants. But then I found out like 2021, 2022, a lot of them getting arrested for lying.
Who?
Nigerians right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bunch of Nigerians in Florida, Atlanta, and in New York have been caught with fraudulent paperwork as far as their qualifications. And then there's a lot of unlicensed immigrants working on construction sites. And fuck being an immigrant, fuck being an illegal immigrant, you're not even licensed. Like, that's a whole different story, right? Like, you dealing with all this kind of shit and you ain't even licensed to do it.
Yeah.
So so it's just a lot of that. That's how I know but a lot of Americans are still in the mindset of this, gotta chase the bag, gotta chase the bag, gotta chase the bag, gotta chase the bag. I'm sorry. And so, you know, my thing is that we need to kind of get into a grounded mindset and be like, what can sustain me until I reach the goals that I need? Because we can't just go for the stars. We got to start building foundations. We got to start putting in work. We got to consider that maybe what I want in this lifetime may not be achieved in this lifetime, but I can at least set the groundwork for it to be seen through, to allow my family to thrive in a way that I couldn't achieve.
Yeah.
But we so selfish and so present in our own misery that we don't think about the long term. You know, because I ain't got no kids now. But what if you had kids now, what would you be doing with them, right? Like, what are you doing for yourself to build for your future?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what foundations are you building? Like, you got to consider the fact that you may not succeed in the way that you want to succeed. So what contingencies are you making? Right? That's why I implore a lot of men to just kind of go back into just that tradesman mind. That blue collar is looking real nice. It's looking mad nice. I'm telling you, bro, you making $20-some off top. That's just starting. You work a couple every year in these trade jobs. Depending on what trade you get, you go up every year.
Yeah.
You know. Now I would talk to you on that. This is more so on the black side, because black folks is for some reason just not doing trades.
Really?
Yeah, it's not enough black folks doing trades, man.
I figured
it's a lot of black women doing trades. It's not a lot of black dudes doing trades. Black women, I've seen a lot of them doing nursing assistants, and dental techs. I usually see them in those two aspects. But black men, you'll sparingly see them in, like, sparingly, I mean like maybe one or two per class out of 40 in automotive, HVAC, and electrician.
Right.
Those are the three I've seen black men participate in, and even in those, I see 1 to 3 of them per 40. You know, I'm the only black dude in my module right now, and there's nothing. Again, there's nothing against any other race. I'm just saying, just pointing out for men's mental health, just things I've noticed that can keep because again, I've told you guys in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That, I only know the black man's experience. I'm only going to try to reach out the best way that I can, and in hopes that it resonates with anybody that may not be a black man. But in this case, I noticed that there's not a lot of black men pursuing trades that can sustain them. We pursue these ridiculous these things, and then what? And when I mean ridiculous, I mean we be trying to go to be doctors and shit, and ain't never been a doctor. Ain't never had anything going on as a doctor. Mm-hmm. Ain't had no family members as a doctor. You know what I'm saying?
But even without having that prior to, wouldn't it be still... I mean, what's wrong with trying to shoot for being a doctor? Even
unless
if it's a legit passion that's been like...
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Unless you have an inherent desire,
yeah.
Meaning like you went beyond the scope of your environment to achieve something that not even your parents can do, that's one thing. But if you've been going with the flow, then you got at college is coming around and you don't know what to do.
You're just like, I'll just be a doctor.
Yes, don't.
Okay.
And that's for any field.
Like, because you come across a lot of people in all types of jobs that are just there because it's the paycheck.
Right, but then again, it's not even the problem. You go after these hard ass degrees. You go to college. You never
Rack
finish.
up crazy debt,
and you're not even certified to do the thing that you want it to be. Whereas you can go to a trade for 9 months and then go straight to work within that same 9 months, because some of these programs will help you get your license sooner. So now you going into work within a 6 month frame, get your certification within a 9 month frame, and then within the next couple of years you making enough to finance a home and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then if you decide, oh, I want to go back to school, you got a foundation to fall back on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can go to work and go to school now, right? So, but if you just try to keep going, if you want to just go for these degrees and shit that ain't got shit, and you ain't got no real direction and shit, I need my black men to look at these trades, man. Especially, this was more so personally to the younger ones. Uh-huh. Young black men. Any young black men seeing this and be like, man, I don't know what to do. Just learn a trade. Learn something that you can just, you know what I mean?
I'd recommend a mechanic just because it's cool to take apart things, learn how they work, and put them back together, be able to repair them, and not have to worry about someone else going in there and not doing a proper job of maintaining and repairing.
So, I recommend, now, if you have a
that's just me speaking.
Basic understanding of math, and I mean basic. What I mean chapter. If you know at least chapter 1 of every subject, so you know chapter 1. If you know the basics of chapter 1 of algebra, chapter 1 of geometry, chapter 1 of algebra 2, and chapter 1 of chapter 1 of trigonometry, you might be okay with being an electrician. Like, if you can get past chapter 1, at least chapter 1 of all 4 subjects, at least. If you can understand those 4 subjects' first chapters, I think you can be an electrician, bro. Low key. Low key. Like, you might have some potential. Like, you can understand. Because you don't need to know that much math, but you're going to need to know math. You know what I mean? You're going to need to know how to apply the formulas that are required. Because it is life and death. And you do need to be accurate when accuracy is called for. Yeah. Right? So I'm definitely not trying to say that it's for everybody, but try electrician or HVAC, depending on where you at in the world. Because everybody need heat, everybody need cold. Like you said, you can be a mechanic. Just be wary, because you know they trying to stop these gas powered cars. So I would say be open minded about,
or at least an industrial mechanic, you know, like for like the bigger.
But now you're leaning towards engineering.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's degree.
Yeah. You're right.
You can go for that. It's a viable thing. You would still be an essential worker as an engineer. Everybody needs a fucking engineer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, no shade on engineering, you know, because that right there is on some shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as trades, like a mechanic is cool, HVAC is cool, electrician is cool, law enforcement is even cool. Business administrators is cool, criminal justice is cool, dental techs are cool, you know, stonemasons. It's just so many variety of trades out there that are being slept on and are not being considered because it doesn't bring them instantly in the position of renown and wealth, right? You gotta earn your shit. You gotta kind of make your shit on the back end through the hard work. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, them checks gonna come. You know what I'm saying? It's just how they come is all dependent on your know-how and your and how much people can rely on you to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that I wanted to talk like this today because I'm not saying be realistic with your goals and expectations that you're not going to be able to always reach for your goals and dreams and ambitions, but it's also good to be able to do it from a stable place, right?
Yeah.
I'm not asking somebody to go pursue their doctorate degree. I'm just telling their ass to put a year, maybe 2 years aside of your life to get certifications to be able to work and make a sustainable living to be able to truly pursue your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't pursue your dreams on a direct route. Sometimes you got to build your own foundations. You may not have that rich uncle, rich aunt. Your parents may not be the richest people in the world. So you got to find your own means to keep your dreams afloat.
Yep.
And how you gonna do that going straight to it and then it doesn't work out? Now you not only ain't able to even start on your dreams, now you gotta pay for now you gotta pay because of the dreams you pursued. And now you're gonna resent them dreams because now now they seem like they're out of reach and it's like, damn, I just wanted to do this and I didn't know. You could just cut that shit off, be like, all right, bet, I didn't really do it the way it would happen, but I'm okay. I'm gonna keep working this trade job for a little while. Get myself back into a position to try this again, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just because you took a few months out of your time, the white. So I was like, bro, it sounds like some shit white people do in life. Mm-hmm. That's not super hard work. You know what I'm saying? But it's just as viable. Like this is me getting into that white collar notion, right? Uh-huh. I didn't get into this trades mentality until very recently. Honestly, if they would have told me about certain things, bro, cause I wasn't trying to be nothing except stable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no aspirations in my life to be like a world conqueror or Drake or anything like that.
That's too much of a hassle, honestly. So,
well, I like my privacy, and then too. On top of that, it's like too. I just wanted to be stable enough to do what I wanted in this world, which was travel and see and experience different cultures.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But I thought I had to go a certain way about it because I didn't know any other ways. Until I got out of the Navy and was trying to go to college and. The undergrad, I just couldn't get past undergrad.
Wait, I have a question. They didn't hip you to trade schools in the Navy? You didn't hear about any programs through them either?
Bro, they ain't tell shit. Like, when you about to get out, they don't tell you about... They try to make you scared and shit and want to stay in.
It's like, oh, you're going to go back to the real world, huh?
Yeah, right. Like, oh, you going to go back to that shit where you don't get you a free meal 3 times a day. You get a guaranteed check. Get a guaranteed place to sleep. Like, bro, they really do that shit.
They try and tempt you to always stay. See how long they can drag you along.
That was not the case with me.
They couldn't wait to get rid of you.
Bro, I wasn't allowed to re-enlist. and my paper said I could re-enlist. They was like, we're not letting you re-enlist. Just live your life.
They were on your terms. We're done with you.
They were done, bro. When I say them motherfuckers was done with me, bro, like they was not having no kind of re-enlistment from me, bro.
Yeah.
They were like, you should just, honestly, I was lucky to get out honorably. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. Like, I don't have to say this, which is cool. The great thing about being a veteran,
right,
is nobody outside of the military, hell, most people ain't gonna know how bad you fucked up in the military, bro. Like, nobody's really, unless you tell them, bro. As far as they know, as long as you get a RE4, a RE1, DD214, as long as you get an honorable discharge, as far as they're concerned, you're Captain America. You Captain Goddamn America. You could have been a whole shitbag, bro. Ain't did not a thing. Went to captain's mask 3 times. Slapped the bitch. But if you get out honorably, I ain't never slapped no bitch. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you
examples.
I'm just giving you examples in hyperbole. I ain't never slapped a woman in the military. Just get that out your head.
Right.
But if you can manage to get out honorably despite all that, nobody gonna know that other shit. They just gonna know you did your time. You did however many years. As long as you don't get kicked out, nobody really gonna know. Mm-hmm. So it's like, whatever. Like, for me, it's just whatever. Like, people would be like, oh, thank you for your service and all this shit. But it's hard. Like, I get why it's hard as a veteran to accept that. Especially when you were a shitbag. Like, it's like, I had nothing. There was nothing I was doing for you. Like, I was completely in this for me. Like,
Yeah.
they made my life hell because of that. Like, because it was like, I'm like, my patriotism probably extends to like my family maybe.
Right.
Like at that time I was 19. I wasn't really thinking about the geopolitical consequences or even the political consequences of any actions I was taking.
Uh-huh.
I just knew I was not trying to go to Gary, Indiana, and I needed a way to sustain myself. Like your boy was broke. I was
Yeah.
19, broke. No high school dropout at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Uncle Sam was like, "Oh, you can take the test in boot camp." So it was just one of them things, man. Like, but yeah, bro. Like, so what I'm trying to say is because I kind of lost my point, but I found a new point,
All right.
which is that not just the things that we pursue in our lives, like the expectations in our lives don't necessarily follow us through people except through ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Right? So what I'm trying to say is that like just because you probably had these expectations or probably had these things in your own self of expectations from the expectations of others, and it doesn't kind of work through, it doesn't make you a failure at life, right? So let's say you don't succeed, but you choose to get a trade. Does that make you a failure?
No.
It
Makes you a productive member of society. You're help keeping it run, man.
and grounded to your goals and goals and ambitions,
Yeah.
rather than position. You know what I'm saying? Position doesn't support your ambition. It's the willingness to build foundation. It's a willingness to be grounded in the current paradigm in which you're trying to attack this big ass narrative, whatever ambitions you may have, right? But as long as you have something that can sustain you with your own two hands, you can always build towards another dream, another goal, another ambition. The human experience isn't measured based on the things that people can see, but the things that you feel fulfilled in doing. So we need to, as men, stop being so desperate to aesthetically please people.
Right.
When we have no substance beyond the shallow surface of what people see, because we're constantly alone, we're constantly unfulfilled, we're constantly chasing after people who chase after certain things. We live in a world with many type of personalities, with many type of people who would accept you if you would accept yourself, in a more grounded nature. You don't got to be the top trap star. You don't got to be the top basketball athlete. You don't got to be the top doctor, lawyer. You ain't got to be the top anything. You just have to be sustainable to the life that you want to live for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start living for yourself, things that you want will start resonating with the things that you pursue. You know?
And you're talking about this in like in a positive aspect, not in a way that like people pursue like selfishly for themselves, like that would.
You need to pursue something that can not just sustain you, but perpetuate your legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, because I feel like trades are inherently helping people,
Right.
right? But you not only have something that helps people inherently, you have something that you can teach your kin that can be passed on, something that can sustain them. You know what I'm saying? They probably still need to go to school and shit, but a lot of that shit you can give them that hands-on knowledge so that when they get in there, they already know. And like I know some people whose dads are master electricians and they go to that school.
Yeah.
They've seen a lot of this stuff, but they still amateurs. You know what I mean? But still, to have that kind of support and legacy is important because now, your kid going to do the same thing you did and they kid. And it's just like, wow. And then they might break out and do something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But without foundation, it's always going to be a gamble. It's always going to be a roulette table because you ain't got shit to lose. We got to stop gambling our lives and start establishing them. You know what I'm saying? We always willing to risk it all versus trying to build the little that we have. Like and that's what I mean by we're selfish. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we so focused on our now and our short term, and rather than taking the little bit that we have and build on it. Why are we so quick to give it away, in hopes for something that is as hope at something as possible as getting into the NBA?
Right. Or the NFL.
Or the NFL. Or the NHL.
Yeah.
Or the MLB. Or hell, even tennis, bro. Them motherfuckers are superhuman. You try to volley Serena Williams and see how, bro, you gotta
Show my ass.
You have to be an exceptional human being to be able to hold a volley with Serena Williams. I ain't talking about Serena Williams because we already, that goes without saying. I'm talking about, think about these tennis players who have contended with this chick.
Yeah.
How many times they've had to hit this ball back to that woman. Do you know how much endurance and stamina and power you need to be able to return that shit?
A lot.
You know, you can't be no regular. Bro, I was 9 years old and was practicing. That shit is exhausting. It's a lot of running.
Yeah.
It's a lot of running. A lot of running. It's way, you
think, don't let that small court fool you, man.
Hell no. Hell no. You got to cover so much ground.
Yeah.
You got to watch. You got to keep your eye on the player at all times because they can just shift the technique. They can go fast on it. They can just lob it. They can just pat it. They can just, and Serena, with her technique, she just power through you, bro, to the point you don't want to hold your racket anymore and shit. Cause, and she does it every time, bro. Like, I be feeling bad for them little girls, boy. Like, I'm like, damn, she be sending fire every time. Like, I'm like, even if the girl beats Serena Williams, at what cost? Like, they gotta sit it out. Like, nigga, my arm, I can't feel that shit no more, bro. That she hits it. Like, you need to watch Serena Williams, bro, throughout her career, and it's just all power. She just be mowing through these girls, bro. How many times can you do that? Until you just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I gotta be a top performer, right? You know what I mean? I gotta run back and forth, up and down, diagonal across my little box, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I gotta do my own measurements, my own tactics on how I'm gonna get this ball over to overcome this said opponent. And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna dodge Madara Uchiha's meteor. Like, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hit that shit back every time. She throwing Madara meteors at me. What are you gonna do about the second one? Like,
second one.
What the what? Like, she throwing meteors, bro. This bitch is the Sephiroth of fucking tennis. You know, Genosha, bitch. Like, oh my god. You know, let's ride this planet to our Eden. Meteor, bro. Like, it's, bro. I promise you it's that serious. I'm being extra, but it's that serious. Look at them games, bro. Why do you think she a champ? She be mowing through it. That's a lot of power. And you got to do all, that's a lot of stamina. She wear them down. That's what it is. She'll do it. And the fucked up part, she'll go that way.
Yeah. That
way. And back that way. That way. Like, it's just so many, like, bro. You be thinking they be, like, you be thinking they actually, like, in pain.
Right.
Because they got to literally, like, counter this bitch's meteor. Like, she's throwing meteor, like, from Final Fantasy. Like, meteor, bro. Like, I'm throwing a meteor. So, but, like, back to my point. Like, these are top-tier players of the 2% kind doing God-given feats. Right?
Not everyone is going to have that.
But everybody can be taught how to maintain a society.
Yeah.
That's just straight up. Because we all live in it. We're all consumers of it. Mm-hmm. So you can't say you don't know anything about it because you have a consumer knowledge. which is the basics of any knowledge when it comes to trade. You know where to go when you get hurt. You know where to go when you need something done with your mouth. You know where to you have an idea of where to go when you need legal advice, legal consultation. You know where you need to go when your car's acting up, right?
Yeah.
You know where you need to go when your lights, you know what I'm saying, are not lighting. You know where to go when heat and your air conditioning ain't working. So you can't tell me you don't. You know what I mean?
You can't make the connection, or
right.
Yeah.
You can if you can relate to anything I just said, then you can correlate that into work in any capacity. You're already familiar with a lot of the shit that you're using every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're already in a sense indoctrinated into the trade, at least on a consumer level. You know, we troubleshoot shit all the time on a consumer level. Did you check this? Did you check that?
Yeah, that's
we
right.
have an intimacy with these very trades that we claim that is beneath us. You know, the same things that we claim don't make that bread like that, we going every day. And they stay paid. They may not be out there on TV throwing dollars. They may not be at Magic City every Friday. You know what I'm saying? But they got a house. They paying a mortgage right now. I got homies right now paying mortgages right now, living good. Got kids and shit. And you know them kids don't know shit about the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may not be living my Drake life. I may not live on a hemisphere of the world, but I'm gonna be somewhere nice. It's gonna be more than that motherfucker who's trying to aim for shit that requires a whole lot of building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta build, bro. Legacies you don't gamble on a legacy. You build a legacy.
That's a good way to put it.
You don't gamble. That all this other shit is gambling, bro. Like we black men especially are just so quick to gamble their lives, bro, when we can build on it. We got to stop putting gambles on it. We got to start finding inherent values within ourselves and building on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I recommend trades, because a lot of us are tradesmen at heart. A lot of us know how to do.
We've just been deceived, man.
Not even deceived. We've
been misled.
Well, yeah. You ain't wrong. You know, I retract. I was wrong. We've been deceived. Yeah, we were convinced that making money is the only way to make money is through the extremes, right?
Yeah.
I gotta get a doctorate degree, or I gotta be a kingpin and a dope fiend kingpin, or I gotta be Michael Jordan, LeBron James. No, we ain't gotta be all that shit. You just gotta be where the needs are. Just as, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where there's a need, there's money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to stop focusing on all this other stuff. Because the thing is that we've misconstrued our needs from our wants. You know, we want streamers to be more entertaining.
Yeah.
We want more shows. But we need the lights on. You need your food to be preserved and cold.
Yeah.
You need your stove and oven.
Even though they're trying to come over here and take your stove away from you.
You need hot water.
Yeah. I mean, you need clean water.
You need clean water.
All that to say that, you know,
there are more options in this world than
Exactly.
what they're offering you on the plate. I'm not saying become a tradesman. It's just I feel like it's a neglected aspect of our society, and it was good to kind of push the narrative of what I'm trying to say today, which is that we don't have to fake anything anymore. We don't have to hold on to the narrative that we have to be any kind of thing that society is trying to push. We can be sustainable and have a respectable lifestyle. You know what I mean? And have a foundation to build on that life. It doesn't have to stop at the trade.
no.
It doesn't have to stop at the alternative. It only stops when you choose to stop. You know?
So don't stop. Keep it going.
Keep it going. Just know that you live in a world of options. Don't settle on for the first one. Again, invest in your life. Don't gamble your life. But I forgot. We didn't say this in the beginning. We're not professionals in any kind of way. We are not mental health specialists. We're not any kind of sorts of license to do so. We are just two individuals running a podcast to encourage brethren who are mentally challenged to reconsider, and to expand on their thought process and to pursue the help that they need. My man Mole Man over here will provide the details below.
The resources that you need to find the help that will help you better yourself or change, find the change that you need. They'll always be in the description below. And also, if you're in a bad place and you feel like hurting yourself or others don't, and dial 988, the suicide prevention hotline. Once again, if you feel like hurting yourself or others don't, and dial 988.
988.
Reach out to someone that could start helping you. All it takes is for you to just dial 988.
Okay, and this has been another episode of The Road Less Taken. We were talking about what we was talking about today, men's mental health.
That's right.
And being grounded on our ambitions and goals. I'm your co-host, Petty Rich.
This has been Woman.
And thank you for stopping by yet another weekend.
Take care of yourselves.
All right.